everybody. Can you hear me for one? Barry, can everybody hear me now? Yeah. First of all, good afternoon, everybody. I hope we are all here for the same reason. I met Bill Euille years ago, and he also, like so many of you, I encouraged him to run. His unwavering resolve to always do what must be done sticks with me to this day, because he's always been that way. I share one of the larger nonprofits here in the city of Alexandria region, and I, more than anybody, can address the needs of the communities here in Alexandria. And to meet those needs, we've had Bill Euille supporting us. I've been on a couple of, and still am, on the board of 2 nonprofits here in Alexandria, and he is on the advisory committee for those boards. And I appreciate so many things that he has done. He will not say no, especially if the subject matter is something that's close to his heart. And to meet those needs, he provide adequate services, and we must be willing to make hard choices through the tough decisions for the city's economic future. And we're talking about the city of Alexandria's economic future. The Mayor Bill Euille has been that type of mayor. He brings the community together, and we all know that, and we all get a say in how we move forward. Together, we want to move forward together. I strongly hope that you'll stand with me supporting and encouraging the mayor to launch a write-in campaign. It's not about him. It's really not about him. It's not about me. It's about all of us. And I thank you.
All right.
I'm Bill Harris. I've lived in Alexandria over 30 years. My career was helping low-income seniors. I managed retirement housing, nursing care, and assisted living. Since I retired 14 years ago, I served 3 terms on the Commission on Aging, 2 terms on the Senior Services of Alexandria, and 2 terms on Affordable Housing Advisory Committee. I've been an active advocate for seniors of all abilities and all incomes. I understand the importance of having a mayor who cares about the welfare and sustainability of our city, and more specifically, one who cares for the needs of our seniors. In developing the city's strategic plan on aging, we recognized and strongly emphasized that Alexandria should be a livable community for all ages. This is a goal that Mayor Euille has strongly supported. Mayor Euille has led our city through difficult times while expanding our economic base and ensuring that seniors in the city not only had a voice, but had the services they needed. I can't say the same for the Democratic candidate for mayor. She's been a naysayer on the city council against many important projects, but particularly some important to seniors. When time came for a council vote on an important new facility serving seniors, she voted against it. She sided with the few but very local neighbors whose baseless arguments were for the sole purpose of killing the project. Her opposition sported NIMBYism in its worst form. Mayor Euille, on the other hand, voted for the project. When seniors need services, his leadership can always be counted on. Mayor Euille has led Alexandria in important developments, all the while maintaining a sound financial base. He is a proven leader, not a wannabe leader. I vote for the best candidate for the job, regardless of political label. Mayor Euille has given our city wise and pragmatic leadership. Previously as a member of the city council and now as mayor, we need this kind of leadership for another term. That's why I encouraged him to do a write-in campaign, and why I accepted his call to help out in the election. So Bill, seniors need you, and the city needs you.
everyone. I just wanted to say thank you for coming out today. It's a beautiful day. I hope everyone's here and having a good time. My name is Luis Cruz. I am a recent T.C. Williams graduate. And a young entrepreneur here in the city of Alexandria. First of all, can you hear me? All right. Crecido aquí con mis padres quien no hablan inglés, donde las oportunidades no estaban a favor de ellos. Vivimos en Alexandria y conocí al alcalde donde él tomó seriamente mis ideas y mis sueños. Para asegurar mi futuro, me gustaría que el alcalde Euille que sea elegido como el alcalde de la ciudad de Alexandria, para que las familias tengan un mejor futuro. Por eso les pedimos que los ayuden a elegir al alcalde Mayor Euille. Mayor Euille, you have to do this. Gracias. Thank you.
What's that from?
That's from hepatitis C.
I want to be sitting in that seat, not your seat.
Oh.
Good afternoon. My name is Lonnie Rich. Alexandria is a wonderful city. A city we are all proud to call home. We recently had a Democratic Party primary with Mayor Bill Euille, former Mayor Kerry Donnelly, and Vice Mayor Allison Silverberg seeking the nomination for mayor. For me, it was a choice between two mayors who have long, distinguished careers on behalf of this city. I ended up supporting Kerry largely because I had served under him. At this point, both Kerry Donnelly and I both want to endorse Bill Euille for mayor of the write-in candidate. Now, for sure, Allison won the Democratic primary, and I don't take anything away from her victory. She won fair and square. She's a good politician. I think she's sincere, and I think she only has the city's best interest at heart in what she does. I want to tell you a story. Back in '91, I was first elected to city council. I'd been extremely active in the city for the previous 15 years. I'd served as president of one of the large civic associations, Del Rey. I'd served on 4 or 5 boards and commissions. I managed political campaigns. I managed Jim Dunning's first campaign for sheriff in 1985. I served as president of the chairman of the chamber. Chairman of the Alexandria Democratic Committee. When I got elected in '91, I was ready. I was full of spit and vinegar. I thought I knew the city. I'd been around a long time, and I knew what I wanted to do. It only took me a couple of months, however, to realize that I didn't know anything about anything. Even after 5 or 6 years on council, I was still coming to understand the budget and fiscal policy of the city. I was still learning about the intricacies of various city departments and what was going on in the city. And I was still figuring out how to balance competing interests on a slew of subjects that I'd never even heard of. It takes a long time to be prepared, and preparedness is especially critical for our mayor. One concern about Allison is that she just lacks experience and is not ready. She's only served on council for 2 years and had only minimal community service before that. She's not been involved long enough to understand the complexities of the budget and the fiscal policy of the city. More significantly, her views on fiscal issues and growth suggest a lack of understanding and balance. She always seems to be in a mode of keeping everything exactly as it is. I believe that she is seriously misguided in believing that growth can be severely limited and that at the same time, city services can be maintained or even expanded. She has a math problem. If we want public safety, improved education, social services, transportation, the arts, culture, we have to pay for it. Revenue isn't generated magically. I want to go back to my experience on council. In the early 90s, when I was first elected, we had a balanced tax base. 50% of our revenue was from residential and 50% was from commercial real estate. Now that tax base is 70% residential and 30% commercial. That serious imbalance is a real problem. Unless we are prepared to tax seniors out of their homes, gentrify every neighborhood, have no more affordable housing, and have no starter homes for families with young children, we simply cannot rely only on increased residential tax revenue. We must promote commercial development where it's appropriate in order to sustain the level of services that are demanded by our citizens. We all want neighborhood preservation, and we all want to preserve the historic nature of Old Town especially. We can do that and grow, but we can't grow and keep everything the same. To keep everything the same is to stagnate. A vibrant city is a growing, evolving city. A balance must be maintained to have growth and managed impacts. It is not easy, and to achieve that balance requires experienced, tested leaders. With Bill Euille, we have a proven leader. He's knowledgeable and balanced in his approach about everything that he does. There's been no one in Alexandria who's worked harder at bringing people together and trying to reach common ground. He does that sometimes to a fault. Bill, ever since he's been on city council, he has always been steady at the wheel. And he deserves credit for all the progress that this city's seen, especially over the last decade. I want Bill to run a write-in campaign. I want a choice. The public deserves a choice. Now, some will say that we just had a Democratic primary, and so to my Democratic friends, I say that a write-in campaign by Bill just creates a late primary runoff. It should be treated that way. There is no question that Bill is a Democrat. And for him to do a write-in campaign just gives you Democrats, talking to me too, a choice of which Democrat to pick. I did want to say, while this is not the norm, irregular party elections like this, having a write-in, it's not unheard of. The best example comes from 1985 when Jim Moran ran against Chuck Beatley, who was the Democratic nominee for mayor. Moran was elected, the city thrived, and somehow the Democratic Party survived. To my Republican friends, I want to say that you too will have a choice between two Democrats, unless Allison ends up on the Republican sample ballot, which I bet she will, in which case you will have a Republican to vote for. Seriously, to all Alexandrians, regardless of your party, I simply ask that you do what you really believe would be in the best interest of our city. Thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce Bill Euille, who would like to make an announcement. Mayor Euille.
I may be a good leader, but I don't know how to handle a mic. But wow, this is unbelievable. Have the turnout that we've had here this afternoon. I want to thank you, Lonnie, and all of you for coming out today. I don't know what brings you all out on such a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Maybe it's the weather. Certainly it's a beautiful day in Alexandria and Old Town. It could be our thriving economy with less than 4% unemployment rate. And by the way, Alexandria just recently got named one of the top 10 cities out of 325 cities across America for economic success and democracy. And so that is a huge, as I said to staff the other day, these things just don't happen by accident. You have to work at it. And it's all a result of teamwork, it's collaboration, it's governance, it's all about leadership, and it's all about making certain that Alexandria continues to move forward. Our increase in parklands over the past 10 years, that may be why you're out here today, in open space. Maybe all the new restaurants and prosperity right here within walking distance that cause you to come out. Traditional music that fills the air just as it did a century ago. It could be the transportation, especially mass transit, actually starting to work for you and using the trolley up and down King Street. Could it be that you like the direction we're heading and want to continue to be Alexandria be one of the most valuable and livable cities in America? Yeah. I think so. But you know what? Yeah, I lost the primary. I tried, I really did. I truly tried to put a new life before me, take on a new job with offers that were out there, to work for someone else. I traveled a bit, I thought a lot, and every time I returned home, bam, people were running up to me, stopping me on the metro station, escalators, YMCA while I'm stretching out, doing my stretches and everything. People were running to me in the grocery stores. I just did a ribbon cutting the other day for the new Giant on Jeff Davis Highway there and Potomac Yard, and people were saying, "Are you running? Are you running?" I said, "Look, I'm still listening." And I had young people, kids even, come up to me the night of after the election. I had someone that really said something to me that brought me to tears. Former Mayor Kerry Donnelly and I have had conversation, and he's encouraged me to consider write-in. Countless folks like you I've been hearing from. We had friends who voted for me, many who said that, and many who didn't vote for me, that said that I need to do this write-in campaign. This city is worth fighting for. I was born and raised here, and I will not go quietly into the night. Not when the jobs, decent paychecks, and the lifestyles of the people I love are most at stake. Therefore, I will be taking a temporary leave of absence from the ADC. And yes, I'm in. We can do this, friends, if we all make it a priority. The challenge is not writing my name in, it's that they spell it somewhat right. You're going to see a lot of Euille, E-U-I-L-L-E, all over the place. The bigger challenge is getting people to turn out at all. About 1 in 10 voters came out in the primary. And if history is any clue, only 2 in 10 will vote in the general election on November 3rd. Our job is to prove that there's too much at stake for you to stay home on election day this year. This is another reason I'm running a write-in campaign. A summer primary just doesn't seem to be the best time for most families to be involved in political decisions. With so few voting in June, and so many of the people I know and respect challenging me to do a write-in, I believe in exercising my democratic option of conducting a write-in campaign. Sure, it's a lot of work, but Alexandria, you are so worth it. I have given everything I've got to the city to the point of its promise right now, and I will not stand by and watch it all go downhill so fast with someone who wants to slow us down. Someone I've watched on the city council as she talks of moves that will slow the cash flow into our city and add more of the burden on each and every taxpayer. Someone whose view of public policy is just to say no. We are positive, hopeful people, and I will not watch a tide of naysayers take over without fighting for the positive attitude that pervades Alexandria now. I will not get out of the way when our bond rating, our financial reputation, and our financial stability is at risk, especially in these uncertain times with the stock market and interest rates. I'm in. This is going to be a fun campaign. Instead of going back to school, but yet we know school is starting tomorrow, day after tomorrow, but we're going to support everybody going back to school, but we're going to roll up our shirt sleeves and we're going to go to work. I'm truly energized about getting folks involved and walking with me to spread the energy so people get off their couches and get involved. I want you to join me, be part of keeping Alexandria the best place to live, to work, to raise a family, be part of a working movement in a positive direction. Let's stop the epidemic of naysaying before it spreads. I invite all of you to be part of an Alexandria that just keep getting better and better. Yes, I'm in.